And I'm sitting there like 10 years old doing these tricks off big jumps, just terrified.
Right.
And mogul skiing, I like loved the aspect of like, it was still scary, but there was like a lot more strategy
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to just like, I'm gonna go huck myself off this jump and in the air probably close my eyes, and
See
like
how this
hope I
goes.
land,
Yeah.
right? And I kind of gravitated towards the moguls, and it was nice. Like my brother started going towards park,
Mm-hmm.
which was great that we picked different disciplines because God, we'd fight like cats and dogs, So it was
Yeah.
like that was a great aspect that we like branched off,
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the last mogul event we did, he actually beat me, and like still to date never lets me live it down. So it's really good that we didn't spend our whole athletic career competing. But yeah, I kind of got hooked on that like team environment and like the aspect of being a part of something,
Mm-hmm.
right? It like really like you feel valued in that, like you have a
Yeah.
purpose.
Definitely. Yeah.
And that's what hooked me.
Gotcha. And
Yeah.
then so it's interesting about the brothers, like getting in because a lot of the other people I've had on before, like that is part of like the push and the drive
Oh
and
yeah.
kind of trying to get to that new level. Like having Mick on, his said is one of his biggest inspirations was his brother.
Yeah.
Just in the fact of like pushing him every day. He's trying to chase like
Yeah.
those older siblings, and you look at a lot of the sports. I mean, especially it's most sports, but you look at mogul skiing as well. Is definitely doesn't have a shortage of that, right?
No. No, a
Like
lot
the
of
Wilson
siblings.
brothers, Disco brothers,
Oh yeah.
Mosley brothers. Like there's always the younger ones trying to chase and
Yeah.
keep up with the rest of the crew. So it's pretty you know
Yeah, it's unique,
interesting.
right?
Yeah,
Like a lot of people think like that's a huge part of the fun where like
it would have ruined it for you.
yeah, him and I would have been a lot different of a career, I think, for both of us,
Yeah,
Like there could have been some really good, but like it was nice to both be able to go and do something where like one success had no impact on the other,
right.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it was able to have this moment of like everything he did, I was able to be really proud of. Everything I did, he was able to be really proud of without any like inner competition,
Right.
which was, I think, a really healthy experience for us, right? Like I
Yeah.
remember being young and the first time I ever beat him was at Whaleback at a little kid mogul event.
Yeah.
And oh God, I think he had won a ton of events that year and I finally won one.
Mm-hmm.
And right, like, woo, long car ride back to Dover, Vermont, right?
Yeah.
Just sitting in the back seat, like I'm looking at my medal, it's like the coolest thing I've ever done. And he's sitting there just side eyeing me, like,
This little
you know.
bastard.
Then next week he went and smoked me in the event.
Right. Yeah.
Same thing, right? Then we both had a taste of winning, and it's like this whole like I want to beat him thing,
Mm-hmm.
which is good. It
Yeah.
can be healthy, but I think it was better that we went separate directions.
Gotcha.
So he was a little bit more of the adrenaline junkie too. He loved the big jumps, the risk, and everything, and I'm sitting there like I liked turns. I liked
Yeah.
skiing. The jumps were like I was trying to get back on the ground as quick as I could to get back to doing what I
Absolutely.
liked.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. My goal was to always be the best skier.
yeah.
It was never like the jumping and all that aspect. I was like, oh, I want to be the best mogul skier. This whole
Yeah.
other aspect. And then it just kept, the way our sport progressed so much when
Oh
first
yeah.
started getting into it, it was like, oh, you can do a 360? That's like a big move.
Huge.
And like, learning a backflip at like 16,
Yeah.
15, I was like a little bit. And then just to see now, right? We just
Oh,
finished
it's
up ramps the
crazy.
other day and like, you got
It's crazy, right?
12-year-olds hit the double and
Yeah.
like going like, yeah,
I tell
it's a
all
different
these
world.
kids to go do doubles, scare themselves a little, and they're like, "Well, you gonna come ramp with us? You want to do some doubles?" And I roll my feet go over my head once.
Yeah. That's
That's it. I have no
Good.
interest in the doubles. I've landed on the face on the ramps a few times trying them. That's enough for me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So what brought on the move to Killington? Was that just kind of back there, one of like the main pillar programs, and you wanted to pursue it? And like dad, like think this
Yeah.
is the way to go? Did the coaches kind of
Yeah, it
steer you
was
there? Or how'd that kind of come about?
really interesting actually. Like, yeah, they were the pillar program of the East Coast, right? Like Zemba,
Hmm.
Keating, Sterling, a lot of like big dogs on the East Coast all went to KMS. And
Yeah.
they were good at recruiting everything. And it just so happened, like, my brother was in Park, I was in Moguls, and a big thing was, like, my parents didn't want to split us up. You
Right.
know, like,
Yeah.
I was 12 years old looking at going to KMS, living in the dorms,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, my parents weren't going to send me alone, and KMS actually started a free ride team, like a slopestyle team,
Okay.
which is funny. Like, one of the big reasons I wanted to go to Killington was DJ Montgomery was there, who, like, I thought was a great coach.
At Killington, as we go back a little bit, we had a little technical difficulties, but so you're at Killington and they have the free ride coach, DJ, that they bring in. You spend some time there and ski, what, 2 years there,
2 seasons at
2
KMS.
seasons at KMS, and then you're kind of contemplating whether to go to Aspen with your dad to get a little bit of just kind of fun skiing a couple weeks out there, right?
Yep.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that clip. You can click right here to see the entire episode. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.